Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Vobe show with your lovely Julia here.
And your lovely Richard here.
Aha! How are you? Hope you're all well. Welcome to our special show. Tonight, it's Friday the 10th of July. It's the start of the celebrations of 80 years of the Battle of Britain. And overhead, any second now, Messerschmitt is going to blow the house to smithereens. But if that doesn't happen, we should be okay. I'm just going to point that up towards your little mouth, like that. So first of all, can you hear? Are you able to get in? Are you all right there?
You want to shuffle in a little bit more.
There we go. Marvellous.
Ting tang. Walla walla. Bing bang. Ooh, hang on.
Sorry about that. We've had a bit of a mad manic moment in the last hour of the show. Are you all right?
What's
stopping
I
you?
think it might be wires actually. You don't want to move the chair.
Oh, is it wires? Yeah,
I think
might
it's
be.
wires.
I'll run under the desk a bit
forward.
later on. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Friday show. Here we are live in front of a live audience. Lovely Julia, who's out there in the Vobosphere?
Yes, I am still alive. We have Rick M. Mandy of Merrimack, Audrey Forbes Hamilton, Andrew Murphy, Judith, Roy Ballinger, Sean's Allotment Garden and Homestead, Andrew Norris, Ed Loud, Peter Lowry, Ernie Samat, Mike Dixon, Elaine Whitelock, Glyn Horton, Laura Riddle. Hello, everyone.
Hello, it's lovely to see you. Thank you very much for coming along. Whoops, a daisy. Yes, quite restricted. In the studio, ladies and gentlemen, we have a, how do you call it? A Le Creuset?
Le Creuset.
Le Creuset, ladies and gentlemen. Duh. Because in the show, we are going to be doing a little bit of cooking. Which hopefully will be quite nice. The room is technically wired up, so we've got to be very careful that we don't knock anything over or blow the place up.
Move, Julia.
Don't move, Julia. I'm not going to move Julia.
Don't move her.
No, I'm not going to touch her. So anyway, and of course, don't forget you will be able to call in as we do things. So lovely Julia, what are we cooking up in tonight's special show?
We're cooking up one of my newest favourite meals that no one at home will eat and enjoy with me. So it's lemon chicken.
Lemon chicken, ladies and gentlemen. Lemon chicken. It's a lovely meal, and we've also in the oven got something brewing. We can't show you that because the oven's in the other room and it won't
I hope
fit
it's
in.
not brewing.
No, it's not. I don't think it's brewing as such, but it's
Baking.
Baking, yes. Roasting. Roasting.
Roasting.
Yes. What is it that's in the oven that's roasting?
Sweet peppers.
Yes, we've got some sweet peppers we would show you, but they're already in, so that we're hoping to get the timing right, which would be rather good. So that's all good. What you're cooking?
What's the matter with it?
What's the matter with it? It's it should be nice. Anyway, right. So Julia, we've got to get this going because we're both famished. Starved to death and nobody to feed us.
See, look at me, I'm fading away.
Yeah, there's nothing of you.
Says she, the fattest she's been in ever.
But it's just the camera. It puts on 25 pounds.
Yeah, and the rest.
And the other 32. Anyway.
Blooming lockdown.
Yeah, blooming lockdown.
Lockdown, lard.
And babies.
I was flat after having the baby.
Yes. Oh, were you?
It was, pretty much.
Oh. Lockdown thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stress, depression.
Yeah, wrong
Excuses,
foods.
excuses.
Yes, stop eating all those chocolate bars. That's what I say. Right, anyway, enough of that. Have you got the chocolate bars with you? Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start the cooking. Dean Cooper's there saying hello to the Vobe show. Hello to you. Infinite Koala. Is that Koala?
Yep.
Army. I'm in. Marvellous. Ernie Samet is here. Julia and Judith, etc., which is good. And you're Faye Dunaway.
Pardon?
You're Faye Dunaway. You're fading away.
Fading away. Yeah.
Oh dear. Lemon chicken is one of my favourite. Can't wait to see it finished, says Kathy Murphy. Well, it'd be interesting because this is an American recipe actually that we're following.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Intriguing.
It is intriguing. Well, we know how to do it, don't we? So, first thing we need is to get the chicken underway, and we have chicken here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. It's a bit of chicken for you.
Oh, there's the camera.
Yeah, did you not know the camera was up
No,
there?
I saw you setting
saw
up.
me-
I saw it there. I didn't see it there.
Yeah, that's our second camera.
Yeah.
And I'm using the magic mixing desk, you see, ladies and gentlemen, to mix all the different things. So we got the webcam as normal, which is set at the back. We've got that camera and we have that camera. There's no other third camera in tonight's show. Cause,
Isn't there?
no,
Didn't
because
you have the webcam and that?
I just showed it.
So that is 3 cameras.
Yeah, sorry, I meant there's no other camera. 4th camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, pedantic.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
My brain just was like, no,
Anyway,
this is not
we are on a
working.
time scale because we want to
Yep.
try and get this done by the time the peppers are done. So, I'm going to sneeze.
That away.
Achoo! Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Bless you. So, so what we're going to do is get this on. On, you've done on, and I forget how this works now. Up. Power temperature. No, wait a minute. Okay, there we go. What do we want? Can't remember how this works now. Up. This normally works a treat, ladies and gentlemen.
Linda Kane just had her first takeaway in 18 months. And Laura Riddle asking is, what did you have, Linda?
Can't remember how this works.
You
Power
better
temperature.
remember, because I don't know.
Hang on, I've got to turn it off and start it again.
Linda Kane says, hi all, Julia, twice this week. That's nice. I'm glad you're not fed up with me. That's good and reassuring. Sean says, hope this will be full of minerals and goodness. Yeah, so do we.
Yeah, we do. I've got that going. So that's warming up. We can take that bit off.
Linda's having curry.
I'll just hide that down there for a moment.
Cool. Anyone know what that's from? Cool.
So we going to cook this slowly-ish. So it's on about 300 degrees centigrade. I think that's centigrade. I can't remember. Can't remember how that works. So we will take calls. We have got videos as well, so that's rather good. So I think we'll start with a video, just so that we can make sure everything's all working tickety-boo here, and you can enjoy something whilst we go. Ah.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
So that should be fine. It's all going to be fine. So right, what was the takeaway, by the way, Linda Kane? First takeaway in 18
Curry.
months. Oh, curry.
And Dean Cooper and Fiona Cooper are currently eating a Chinese takeaway.
Oh.
Apparently it's lovely too.
Oh, good. Well, if there's any left on this, you can't take it away. I'm having it for afters.
Linda Kane also says mushroom biryani. Biryani?
Yeah, biryani. That's a very tame curry, isn't it? Biryani.
I've never heard of it.
Chicken biryani. Is it? What has she got? Mushroom biryani. Oh, it's quite a sort of a light, creamy one. We've got a bit of cream in today's show, haven't we?
Yes.
We've got to go and milk the cow later, but anyway. So, are you going to plonk that in there to see if
Yeah,
that
I was
works?
just waiting for it to warm up and warm the oil up and all that first. I'm going to be silly now. Yeah, it's warming up.
Yeah.
I got a dirty fingernail.
There's a cloth here. Cloth head. Right, let's go into the video box and see what we have.
Really silly then.
And in the video box tonight, we have a number of videos. We have videos tonight. Contributors are Richard McGowan, we have Wilf Meyer, we have Peter Andre, Peter Lowry, and Adrian Turbostream, and the lovely Mike Dixon. Gabriel did send a video in, but I haven't had a chance to sort of download it. Sorry about that, Gabriel. Plus the fact there's been a lot going on. However, he did know that it was late for the show, so he was very understanding. Yes, he knew it was a risk. So I think we'll start with a bit of Richard McGowan. Remember last time that we were on, he was showing us some lovely nature and stuff from where was it? Hart somewhere, I can't remember.
Wasn't Lyman's, was it?
No.
No, that wasn't Lyman's.
So he's going to show it, nip, cozy, all again.
Kit, nosy.
That's it. There we are. You can hear the sizzle now, ladies and gentlemen. It's we have the chicken is actually in the pan. Thank you so much, Richard. That was very that was beautiful, lovely, and relaxing especially for us, because we could. Thanks to Richard Suggett for showing me how I can actually monitor the audio of the videos as well as see them, so we could appreciate your videos. I mean, I tend to look at them anyway, but it was lovely.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to see it beforehand.
No. So very lovely. Hackfall, beautiful place. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's great.
Apparently Laura Riddle has been cooked food by her daughter, and she's had mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. Oh, fantastic.
Otherwise known as macaroni.
Macaroni cheese.
I remember Pilfold saying about that.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Oh, woe is the missing Pilfold.
Well, yeah, I don't know what happened to him. Did he fall down a drain hole or something?
No, I think he just got really busy with lockdown stuff.
Oh yeah, of course. That's right. He's got to lock up his parents and his children. And that dog, lovely dog. Anyway, phone lines are open now, 0793 4746 790. If you want to give us a call and tell us something about your best meal, your favourite meal. We want to know about your best meals and meal disasters. If you've had a disastrous meal, if people have come round, or perhaps when you were courting and you took your partner or potential partner out for a meal and it all went terribly wrong. That's what we want to hear about. Your stories, ladies and gentlemen, meal related. And as you can see, we have the chicken there. It's all being turned over. It's all very nice. Look at that. Over. Not so easy. Do you want a flipper, by the way, Julia? Because we have a flipper here.
Almost.
Yeah. Sent in by the lovely Jeff Kellison.
I was going to say, is it a Kellison special?
It's a Kellison flipper. It's actually a Vobes slapper, but I didn't want to tell you what it was called.
Slap.
Whoa, leader of the universe. Yeah, so there we are. Look, you can see that chicken is deliciously being whizzed.
Whizzed
over. Oh, there's a bit that's come on the side there.
Yeah, I saw.
This is marvellous. So, just to give you an idea of the recipe or what we're doing, we're cooking the chicken and just getting it to the point where it's pretty much done. Then we're going to whip it out, and then we're going to saute the onions and garlic, which we're going to have with it. We add some stock, and then we've got some lemons which go in close to the end, and then we put the chicken back in, and then we add cream. We bring out the peppers and we serve, and we scoff like nobody's business. Any good comments out there in the land of lovely Julia?
Linda Kane says, best meal in a very small restaurant in a back street in Venice. No idea what it was called, but it was a filled pasta.
Oh, a filled pasta. Do you know what it was filled with?
Don't know.
Spinach, cheese, chicken.
Likely cheese, isn't it?
An Italian. They're usually bigger than the pasta, aren't they, the Italians themselves? Yeah, so give us a call. 0793 474 6790 is the number, and we will take your call as we cook. Now, this is the first time we've actually tried. We've tried this meal before, haven't we? But this is the first time we've cooked it on one of these little gadgets. This is my immersion hob, isn't it?
Immersion hub.
My immersion hub, I beg your pardon, because it's actually, the real name is a induction hob.
Thank you.
Yes, there we go. It's an induction hob in real life, but I kept getting the names wrong, so I've called it an immersion hub. So there we are.
It's funnier that way.
What else have we got? Great music, says Andrew Norris on the video. It's all very smoothing. It was smoothing, actually. It was lovely and smoothing.
Mike Stevens says, nice greenery, but no idea where it is.
No. Huckfall. I don't know where Huckfall is. Turbo, where is Huckfall?
Rick M.
Oh, sorry,
says,
it was Richard McGowan's one. Sorry.
Yeah, he says at Mike Stevens, we were staying in North Yorkshire when I filmed it near Marsham.
Oh, right, yes. Yes, nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. And that's an area of the country that I've not yet been to for the Bald Explorers, Yorkshire. I have filmed for corporate stuff in Leeds, in Harrogate, in Beverley, in Hull, and in Scarborough. I think Scarborough's in Yorkshire. Scarborough in Yorkshire. I've filmed all in those areas, but I haven't actually had and York, but I haven't really done any walks and stuff. It's a lovely county though. Are you having Hobson's Choice?
That joke went over my head.
Yeah, I don't know if we're having Hobson's Choice. How's it? Oh, yes, Hobson. Yeah, okay, well, maybe. It's where the black sheep ale is brewed.
Ooh.
Ah, don't know if you're allowed to say that now. I like induction hobs, says Ben Reeve, except for my Ainsley Harriott moment when I shake my pans and the hob switches off automatically. We have that, don't we?
Yeah, I did that just earlier, didn't I? I was like, whoop, and it went, ee, you're taking something
You
off.
take it off for any length of time. It does. There we go.
Like that.
We have a phone call.
Ooh.
We have a phone call. Now we've got to find our headphones here and find out who's calling. Hello to the caller calling in on the Vobes show. Sorry about the sizzling, the very loud sizzling.
I thought I'd call to have a smell of it.
Oh yeah, hang on. How do I get the? I just have to show you it. We'll waft the smell to you. There we are.
Smell.
It's lovely, Sean over there. So you said that you had a that was earlier, wasn't it? Tea and biscuits.
Oh yes, that was this afternoon in the shed.
Right. What are you eating at the moment?
Oh, I've just finished a bit of chicken and some spring onions, freshly picked this afternoon,
Oh, nice.
and a bit of bread and butter.
Oh, lovely.
Just a simple meal tonight.
Yeah. No. Well, do you know the simple meals are often the best meals, aren't they? They're quick.
Simple meals for simple people.
And you get the full nutrition. Are you one of those people that are into the eating raw vegetables? That's supposed to be a bit of a thing, isn't it?
I have done. There are quite I won't have any carrots to take home this year from the plot because I tend to eat them throughout the day.
Oh, do you?
Yes. So carrots and runner beans, I'm probably not going to have any to go home. But I've got a kitchen in my shed, so it's quite good to take things in.
A kitchen in your shed?
The kitchen. Yeah. Oh, right.
That's what I thought you said.
Yes, I have a small little stove that was given to me by a friend of mine who did a lot of camping. Oh, so I put cakes in there. I do a bit of crumble. I do a bit of gardening, and then the food is ready at the end.
My goodness, that is what a perfect way to be working on the land if you can do the cooking. I know that Richard Suggett used to do his barbecue, but then they changed the rules to say you couldn't have barbecues on the allotment. I think that was very cruel.
Well, I find that the best thing is don't invite any of the committee over to your plot, and then they don't know what's going on.
Oh, well, that makes perfect sense. Absolutely good, brilliant idea.
Was it not just for the lockdown that rule was implemented?
Was that just the lockdown?
No, I think some sites have it anyway. But we've had a lockdown of our site toilet, so I've built my own toilet. So I've got a kitchen, a toilet, place to go for a little sleep of an afternoon.
How big is this plot then? Because it's virtually a house.
If I could extend the shed twice the size that it is, it would be perfect. But you're not allowed to stay overnight.
No. That's one reason. Again, another reason why I'm not keen on an allotment. I'd rather have this bit of land that I can at least stay one night or 2 nights.
Well, it's really frustrating because if you have an allotment in Germany and through the Netherlands, you're allowed to live in it for 50 weeks of the year.
Oh, wow.
All but 2 weeks a year, that's cool.
So the idea is you would go down on a Friday and then stay there till the Sunday.
Fantastic. Well,
that smells gorgeous.
It does. It's browning. It's browning a bit now. What's the situation there, Julia?
Well,
apart from it's very loud.
Yeah, well, we've got some very thick chunks there, so we've got to wait for those
to heat up.
To not be pink.
Have you ever had a meal that was perfect but then somebody did something. Like, I remember we had a chicken one, and it was beautiful, crispy, and then somebody, after a few drinks, suggested, why do we put an orange in it? So they put an orange up the chicken's bum, and it completely ruined the meal.
Yeah, this is a risk, isn't it? When you do something that you know, in theory should be good, and then turns out to be absolutely awful. I can't think of a recent.
I think the last time I did that, it was a beef stew, and or was it gammon? Either way, I think I salted it twice.
Oh right, if it's over salted.
Yeah, and it was just like.
Does any of those need flipping, do you think?
So just before I go, what are we having for dessert?
Well, I'm afraid to say the dessert is a bit of a cop-out, isn't it? We do have a dessert, but it is a manufactured cake.
Mr. Kipling's apple pie.
Mr. Kipling's
One
apple
thing I was going to suggest to you about your new quest for goodness,
Yes.
why don't you visit a few grow your own farms?
Well, grow your own farms? What do you mean? You mean pick your own?
Yes,
Yes.
pick your own.
Yeah, pick your own. Yeah, it's funny you should say that because that is on the cards. I've been trying to find a good veg box, you know, one of these vegetable boxes that they deliver vegetables. Mr. Suggett said, why don't you go to a pick your own, might be cheaper. We're getting a bit of burnt chicken here, aren't we?
I've had those boxes in the past, and some weeks can be great, and the other weeks you end up with 50 apples and like one bit of carrot.
Okay, Sean, we're going to have to go there because we've got
All the
mild panic here. We've got a lot of burning going on. So
Fire.
catch you later, Sean. Thanks for the call. Okay, so do you think they're done? We're going to plonk these.
I'll need to get a knife and double check. Well, they're going to be cooked, finished in a minute anyway.
Yeah. Should we turn that off for a second?
Yeah.
I can't actually turn it off. I don't know what to do with
put
this.
that back there.
Oh yeah. Cool. That was a bit of a panic. Right. Yeah, we're going to check those. We're going to put another video on, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about the noise. I realise that this microphone is very close to this, and the sizzle factor is rather too much. So I don't know what to do about that. But we're going to put another video on. Let's have a look and see what's in the video box.
What's in the box, Mr. Vobes?
What about fancy going on a bike ride?
Oh, yeah, sounds good.
Wilf Meyer has been on a bike ride, and he's sent in this wonderful video from America. So let's have a gander at what Wilf's up to.
I don't know if you can hear me, but this is a little marina at the junction of Pitt River and this river, the Alouette River. And there's a marina. And there's an eagle flying up above. I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to angle up the camera.
And there we go. How relaxing and calming is that? Thanks so much,
lovely.
Wilf. That was really, really good.
Really special to see the eagle.
Yeah, lovely, lovely eagle. I was eager to see it. Anyway, so what we have done, and you may notice that there is nothing in the pan. We've just gone to, because we've not really cooked this way, and I don't really know how to regulate the immersion hob, because...
And the chicken was all different.
And
shapes
there's, yeah,
sizes as well,
we've just
so
shoved it in the oven to make sure the middle bit's done.
thoroughly cooked.
However, so on our next part of this meal is we have onions and other things.
Lemon juice.
And lemon juice. Well, onions and garlic.
That's right.
So we need some more oil, don't we? Oh, hang on, you haven't got a microphone up here.
Whoops. Hello.
So we need some oil.
Yeah. Yeah. We do need
A
some
bit
oil.
more oil. I just better go and get the oil.
I better stay here because I'm kind of wedged in now.
Yeah. Okay. There's things on the floor now
What's on the floor?
to trip over. Be back in a minute. Just keep the. Any good comments?
Yes. Josephine Suter says hello.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get that so that you can be heard.
Yes. Where was I? Josephine Suter says hello. I'm waiting for my chicken tikka masala, pila rice, onion bhajis, and garlic naan bread to be delivered. There was conversation about orange on duck and lemon on chicken. Who was it that said that? Oh, Dean Cooper said you put an orange in a duck. I'm looking for my mouse. It's not my mouse. It's over there. Disaster zone. No.
Shoot!
Sheet.
Slight technical hitch, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no, I've lost the base of this speaker as well.
Give me the
Gosh,
speaker. The speaker
darn
doesn't matter
it.
to the moment. Oh, the speaker can't go there. So many bits of wires in here. That speaker can go on there.
Oh, dear. It's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt. Where were we? Pluck in your
There has
chicken.
just been a slight technical hitch, please, ladies and gentlemen. Do not adjust your television sets. We will get back on it in 2 minutes. What's the matter? Has it gone again?
No, I was just trying to put it, adjust it so I can. That's like right in my face.
Well,
No.
I'm trying to get it so it can pick up your sound. Try that.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Because I couldn't bring it that way because it would go right over the thing.
Yeah. No worries.
So, we have some oil.
Got a mess to clean up there later. We have some oil. Let's put it on. You do the thing with the thing.
Yeah. I've got to turn it on.
Dash plenty.
I don't understand this stupid thing.
Because I turned it on and there was a gap between turning it on and thing. Josephine says, brilliant. It makes it fun to watch.
I bet it does.
Ron Lanley says, pardon, Julia. Well, forgive me, but worse does come out of this mouth of mine, I'm afraid.
Right. Let's get these in. Are they ready to go in?
Need to wait for the
Do you want
oil.
more oil?
No.
No.
The less oil that you can use, the better. It's better for your health.
Yes.
I mean, oil's good for you, but
But
not too much.
yes, and I'm afraid this is just ordinary sunflower oil. It's not the olive oil of the Italian Riviera.
You don't need olive oil. No, wait. Those pieces were removed for a reason.
Oh,
I've
they're
got the
too
nail
big.
varnish on them.
Oh, got nail varnish on them. Sorry, I was just seeing if they was going to sizzle.
Right, that is to remind us that we've got chicken in the oven.
Chicken in the oven. Oh, yes. Did the chicken need to come out the oven?
I don't know. What do you think? How hot was that oven?
Very hot.
Very hot. Okay, yeah, let's get the oven out of the chicken.
To get the oven out of the chicken. Right, I need to go back out again. You read some more comments.
I'm going to hold my microphone, okay? Like this. His legsies.
Yes, but I still can't get out.
Oh, because of that. Okay, how about that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Juggle, juggle, juggle. Good evening, Jeff Mahoney. Good to see you. He's just turned up. What's that? If you set yourself on fire, you can get £250 from You've Been Framed. I don't think it's worth it, Sean. I'd rather not. Great
What we
video,
haven't done
Will.
is put salt and pepper on. And should we leave this door open?
Sure. Then you don't have to fight with it every
I don't
time.
have to fight you for the microphone. Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. We are having some technical issues here. But it was an hour before the show, and we thought we'll just quickly knock up a meal and have the meal before we do the show. And then we said, wait a minute, we could do this on the show, couldn't we? So we only had an hour to sort of like rejig the studio. What we need is a sandbag on that.
What we need is a whole crew.
Yeah.
Oh. My nerves can't take much more of this. It says Billy on the door. Yes, it does, because it was Billy's room.
Oh yes, it was Billy's room.
Is this live? You better believe it. Where are we? Oil. Oil, have you know? I know what I'm doing. Supposedly. You do try. Oh yes, that's right. I was putting things into the oil in the pan.
I've got to wait to put on your thing.
Oh, I thought you meant you had to wait. Not you had a weight to put on something.
Yes. So, it's all very exciting, this, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone's on tenterhooks to know whether or not this is actually going to work.
Die
But we
in a
have
blazing fire.
we have the chicken back in the room. We have that going on in there. In the kitchen, I wanted to put the webcam in the kitchen so that you could see me nipping in to get the peppers. But I only needed that one journey, I thought, because since then we've been running left, right and centre. Didn't have time to rig up the fourth camera. Anyway, that doesn't matter. We haven't put any salt. We haven't put any salt and pepper in anything.
No,
No.
we haven't.
Seasoning.
As yet.
As yet. I like a bit of seasoning.
You like a bit of pepper.
Yes. So
You like a bit of food with your red black pepper.
I do like a bit of food with the black pepper. I put black pepper on everything. So obviously well rehearsed, says Linda Kane. Oh, it's all well rehearsed. So what we now going to do is we're just waiting for that to saute. If that's too hot, you can turn it down, but I don't know how the numbers go. That one. Oh yes, it changes every. Oh, hang on. No.
I'm not sure what you're doing.
It was on 300. Oh, it won't go any lower than that. So if you change that one, you see that's at 200 degrees centigrade. Is that hot?
Yeah. Wait. That'll do. No, stop.
That was quite hot before. That's when the chicken was burning.
Yeah, that's all right. It's the pan. Blah 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 blah. That's about as much sense as I ever make.
If he keeps pressing the buttons on that stove, the
titles
titles
will
will play again. That's very true. Yeah,
love
thank
it.
you very much. Keystone Cox. Well, we're doing our best. So we can take another phone call. We'll risk a phone call.
Ron Langley says, Richard, you need to rearrange your studio. I think he needs to rearrange your studio.
God, I keep rearranging this studio. It's so tiny. It's just a tiny back room. At some point, I need to get some very long HMI cables.
HDMI.
Yeah, that's the ones. So I can run them in the kitchen, and then we'll have a bit more room. But this was just a last-minute thing on a Friday. We just thought, please don't have a go at us.
Linda is asking.
We're doing our best.
Linda asks, have you ever read the instructions, Richard?
Not on that one, no, because I've got another immersion hub in the other room. It works slightly differently, but the same. So I've only used this about 3 times, and I can't remember how it does. If anybody wants to give us a call, the number to call is 07934746790. We will take your call and answer all your questions about house building. because we are the rookie builders here.
Okay, maybe it was a little hot.
Ah, now it looks like it is a bit. Yeah, why don't you turn it down? Oh, you have. I would turn it right down.
Yep.
There is smoke, ladies and gentlemen, coming in. My house is used to smoke. I can't put the smoke detectors on when the Essie is on because they just go off all the time. We love it, Richard. That's why we tune in.
That's lucky.
Nobody's ringing in. So I think we'll just try and get through one more video whilst we just have a good argument.
Mike Stevens, it's kind of becoming the in joke now. It's because he kept getting the name of the induction hob wrong, or what they called an induction hob. So immersion hub was
yes.
the main thing he kept calling it. So I think it's funny. So
it
I
is
kept
funny.
calling it that.
I wish I'd opened the window, really too. Right, let's.
I know we're talking about. It's nice and balmy in here.
It is balmy. It's
balmy in both kinds of balmy.
Let's see what videos we've got. So I think it's time. It's time for a little bit of sensibleness now. Bit of sensibility.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. Peter Lowry is a great enthusiast of old books. He's got an amazing collection, and every now and again he sends us in one of his priceless videos and tells us all about his wonderful collection. Peter, what have you got for us this time?
Hello everyone. I've got an old motor magazine here from 1957, which has got quite a lot of interesting different things in it. Here there's a baby chair here, which you just hook on the seat and put them in it. I don't think that would be allowed today. And here there's old adverts for old caravans of the time, which are certainly not like caravans today, and a car heater you could fit in yourself. And you've got fireproof asbestos garage, another thing that wouldn't be allowed today, and duffel coats. An old Reliant three-wheeler there. And all adverts for different cars. A bubble car of the day, which were quite common in 1957. And here we've got a Bond mini car, which actually I had one of those. My first car was one of those. Really good fun they were. They used to do a few different ones. I had a friend who had one the same as that. Another Bond. And here, for £110 down, which was a 20% deposit, you could buy a brand new Austin A35. And all sorts of different adverts here. A new garage for £33. Bubble car again. And a lot in the back of these were all, loads of adverts for cars for sale. I think there's even situations vacant as well. More adverts for garages, heater for your car, greenhouse, all sorts of things. And Lucas batteries. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.
So there we are. How about that lovely, beautiful old books?
Another fine offering.
Another, and I quite like that baby thing that you can put the baby in and just hook it to anything.
Yeah.
Probably not, as Peter said, not terribly safe, but there we go. Right. Thank you so much, Peter. These are looking brown, which is fantastic.
All right. Goodbye.
I think the next part is to get the stock into the
Pan.
into the pan. Yeah, that's right. That was
At
the word.
which point do we put the chicken in the lemon?
Well, we just let that soak in, don't we, for a little bit, and we get that warm, and then we add the chicken back into that. Then we add the lemon,
So I thought we were supposed to put the chicken back in and then the lemon.
Yeah,
the
that's right.
lemon.
Yeah. Once
And
that's
then-
bring that up to temperature, and then we add the chicken.
It's funny how we forget things under pressure now.
Yeah, well, it is under pressure.
Ding, 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 ding.
And also, we're not. The other thing about cooking is when you're sitting down, it's very different to standing up.
It is, and this is very different to the
Yeah,
Essie.
yeah. The SE one knows is it's hot or it's warm. That's
There's
it.
no in between.
There's no sort of in between, and you get to know the areas on the SE that you want. I've got very au fait with the SE. Next time, the next cooking show we do, we're definitely doing the kitchen.
Yeah.
Because that would be much easier. Although probably not in the summer. I think the cooking show should be in the winter because it'll be too hot in there with the Essie going.
True.
But when we did the last cooking show in here,
Yeah.
we were standing.
We
I
were.
raised this up. I put a bench
That
behind us.
was Mardi Gras foods, wasn't it?
That was Mardi Gras. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Right, so that we want the chicken back in there now.
Yep. And then the onion, limon.
And do we want any salt and pepper?
We don't need to add it in just now.
Don't we? You don't. I love you don't. See, Julia's odd because you don't season.
No, because I think that seasoning as such is what you do once it's been served and you've given your plate and
But
taste it and you
yes,
see
but-
what you want. You think, I could do with a bit of this for that.
Yeah, but don't you give it a base season, don't you?
Um,
I mean, I always put salt in with my
depends
potatoes when I'm boiling them.
yeah.
And
That's
the
not-
recipe says put salt and pepper on at the beginning, on the white things that you're moving about. Chicken. Yeah. So I would season it. It'd be what do other people do?
Adding salt in during the cooking process, I wouldn't call that seasoning. I'd call that you're adding salt.
Well, salt is a
First,
season, though, isn't it? Well, what?
Well,
I'd be
salt's not a season; it's an element.
Okay. So, what would you do? Do you season with salt and pepper when you're cooking and then later, or do you just put your salts and peppers in afterwards? I'd be interested in your comments on that and suggestions and thoughts and all of that. Because I've always, I've not. I think if you watch the chefs, they always bung salt and pepper in. I'm sure they do. I'm not saying you're wrong, but
Have you worked in kitchens?
I've not worked in kitchens, but I've watched people cook.
Yeah.
Professionals on the telly.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've not worked in kitchens. I'm just saying that's my experience. You're saying your experience.
Yeah.
So is that what they? So they don't season at all then?
Well, it depends because certain meals, you do put certain spices or herbs in, because that's what makes the flavour of that particular meal. But generally, I rarely put pepper in any of the foods I make, except the one thing I definitely do put it in is scrambled egg. I don't know why, but I do. But yeah.
So too many cooks spoil the broth. Graham Cass, that's very true. Get Gordon Ramsay, says Michael Angel. We don't add salt as the stock cubes are full of salt. We do add pepper, says Mike Dixon.
Josephine Suter says, I'm sorry, Julia, I'm with Richard on this one. I season as going along.
I lightly season, says Audrey Forbes, and she says when cooking, but always add lots of black pepper on the plate. Condiments of the season. Thank you, Days of Yore, for that. Ed says it's unusual to season during cooking, however, nothing wrong with doing it after.
He says it's usual.
Oh, it's usual. That's smarter for the low sodium diets, for example. Celtic or Himalayan salt is best. Oh, I must nip up and get some Celtic. Where does Celtic salt come from? Is that from Wales or somewhere? The Himalayan salt obviously comes from Benidorm. Table salt is just sodium chloride. The others all have minerals in, like magnesium. Oh, right. Well, in that case, I don't want any more table salt because that's just one chemical. Laura says, because I have chicken, I add salt and pepper on my own food, on my own plate. Other children can choose. So I put salt in my food while cooking, says Connors, and I add more afterward. Ooh, have you ever added chives to scrambled eggs?
I haven't actually. If I had chives in my garden, I probably would try it. But...
Right, so we now add the lemon. We're now going to add the lemon, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. So this is looking really good. Even though, you know, we feel a bit under pressure, and we're doing this in an unusual way than we normally do, that it's looking good, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think
It smells tasty.
And I'm sure it's going to taste fantastic. The other thing is, of course, you probably do appreciate it. We're sitting down and we're cramped. We are cramped, and there's no real space to sort of manoeuvre. And if I show you, you know, that's a bit of the studio. It looks actually bigger than it really is. But, you know, I only have to move my arm that way, and I'm already bashing it. Invisible wall.
Yeah.
It's a private joke, that one.
Nutcases.
Sean says, do you drink milk, Richard? Do you use a local milkman? No, I don't tend to use the local milkman because we did do the milk and then they stopped delivering it. I don't think we have a milkman now down here.
You can.
My milkman only does online now. How do you get it? Do you download it or something?
Download a pint of milk.
You can buy Worthing honey, but not salt, says Mike. I'm sure you can't get Worthing salt. It's probably... We're not in a salt area, are we?
No.
Although you can get salt water from Worthing. You could get salt water and desalinate it, I suppose. Right. We're going to add the cream in a minute.
Yep.
And then it's ready to serve. But before that, we've got to put the rice, because we have...
Oh, yes.
We have rice. Now, the rice takes about 3 minutes. Mike Dixon has sent us a lovely video. It lasts 4 minutes. That gives me time to run to the microwave, put the rice in. It's just cheap, nasty old rice. Put the rice in, let that do its thing, and bring it back. So by the time we come out of Mike Dixon's, we should have some hot rice. We're going to dish this. We'll put the cream in at the last minute, because the cream, we don't want the cream to curdle for too long, and then we'll dish up and we'll tell you what it's like, and all that in an hour, ladies and gentlemen. Then we'll take your calls once we've turned this dreadful machine off. I hope that's okay. So let's go and see where Mike Dixon is. Mike has gone to church.
Hello, Vobesters. It's Mike Dixon. Again, Bella's not with me. She's at home with my wife, Helen. And I come to see a church that's just opened in Brighton, St. Peter's Church, which is near Preston Park Manor. And it's now looked after by the Church of England Preservation Trust, and I support the church on a monthly basis because they were really desperately short of money and support. So a couple of years ago I joined them. Anyway, the church has been closed because of the coronavirus lockdown, but this week we got an email from the group secretary saying that the church is now open again. They've done all the spacing, but it's just lovely to see this old church back open again. It's a wonderful building with the original wall paintings and artwork, and much of these go back to, they originally painted, they believe, in 1205, which is pretty amazing that these things are still here for us to enjoy. I'm not a religious person. I would actually, on the census, I ticked atheist because my mother was a devout Catholic and my father was a very strict member of the Church of England. Hence, I didn't actually agree with either of them. And I had a humanist wedding, and we had a humanist welcoming ceremony at home for our daughter several months after she was born at home in the same room. Anyway, but I do love these ancient churches. I think they're a magnificent part of our heritage and architecture that needs to be preserved, especially some of these churches that go back to 1066 and the Doomsday period, and even earlier. But this is a wonderful old church. Sadly, I don't believe there are services held anymore. I think it has been deconsecrated, but the Preservation Trust look after it. I'm also a member of the Sussex Historic Churches Trust, and annually they award tens, if not hundreds of thousands of pounds to some of the smaller rural churches in Sussex, and for their renovation, roof repairs, treatment for damp and things like that. Sadly, a lot of these churches would have been sold off for residential or commercial use, but I think they're, as I say, an important part of our history. Anyway, this is my first visit to this church following the lifting of the regulations. Anyway, I thought I'd just share it with you. Anyway, I shall pass you back to Richard. Take care. Bye.
Take care, Mike. Bye.
Take care, Mike. Fantastic. How about that? So great of you to do that. And I haven't been in a church for such a long time, so it was so interesting to see inside. And we've been on the outside of that church at Preston Park, and looked at it, but we didn't go in.
We nearly had a tour inside from Mordy, didn't we?
Yeah,
but
we nearly did.
Didn't in the end. Nearly, but not quite.
Yeah, nearly, but not quite. Entirely unlike. And so we have hot rice, ladies and gentlemen. So we're now going to put the single cream.
Yep.
We're now going to put the single cream into the mix.
Yep.
And the lovely
Ernie
juice.
the milkman says, Richard, Dad said the reason why he never added salt was because customers may have high blood pressure. He cooked for the likes of Frankie Howard, Muhammad Ali, Kevin Keegan, Gary Newman.
Oh, right, yeah. So I guess, in that profession, they may well have had high blood pressure, as you said. So in goes the cream. Okay, so this isn't the most healthy of diets, of course. Is that curdling?
Yeah.
It's not supposed to do this, ladies and gentlemen.
Might have been too high.
Well, that's the first time it's ever done that on
Yep.
this.
It would be. We've done it on the blinking induction hob.
Do you think it'll still taste all right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm still eating it. I'm hungry now.
Well, I'm sure it'll be fine. It does look awful on the camera.
It does
though.
look terrible on the camera. Take it away, take it away. Oh my gosh.
However, ladies and gentlemen, have a look at this. We've got
Yummy.
the peppers have been done in the SE, a little bit black burnt there, but that adds to the flavour.
I think that's the order of the day, isn't it? A little bit black burnt.
So I'm gonna. Do you want your rice everywhere? Do you want all of your rice or not all of your rice?
Can I just have half the rice, please? For now. So much for leaving the cream for the last. For that
Yeah,
reason.
I know. I don't understand that. It's never done that before.
I'm gonna have to look into the recipe again and see what I've done wrong.
Well, I don't know that you've done it particularly well.
Well, I can't blame you, can I?
Well, it's a combination of both of us. I mean, I just threw the orders out This is what I mean. This is what we've done before, pretty much.
Yeah.
So the fan noise will go off in a minute.
Okay.
We will stop fannying around, and I can, I think, just widen that so that you can see a little bit more of the meal there now, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic. So anyway, we've got some sort of thing. Peace and quiet.
Sean says next week, toast.
Toast, yeah, definitely.
Cheeky.
Something simple. I'm going to just move that down so that we can actually hear you, because every time you look at me, you're turning from the microphone.
Sorry.
No, it's natural to turn to me. We'll try and get ourselves a bit more.
Your shirt was just gently brushing my arm. It just sent shivers down.
Oh, sorry.
It's weird.
Yeah, I have that effect on people. Right, so there's a knife. There's that. Oh, now we want to dish that up.
A server.
Okay,
thing.
hang on a minute. We have a server
Toast
here.
with beans. Next week, fresh air pie and walk around the table, says Linda Kane.
Next week,
Fresh. What?
a takeaway.
Take it away.
Take it away, ladies and gentlemen. It should taste quite nice, especially if you put plenty of black pepper on it. Everything tastes nice with plenty of black pepper.
What gets me though,
Yeah.
what confuses me, is the fact that you don't even taste a meal before just chucking
Well,
loads of pepper on it.
well, the thing is, experience tells you that I like a meal with black pepper on it.
Yep. I've got that impression. Rather, you like a bit of food under your pepper.
Move the salt and pepper. Who said that? The swines. Oh, Jeff Mahoney. There we are. Ever the producer. Just come into there. Move the salt and pepper. All right, mate. We've done that, and guess what?
What? Here goes the half a ton of black pepper.
Here goes the half a ton. I love black pepper.
I'm not knocking that. That's fine. You know, you like what you like, and that's that. But
And I know you won't want it, so it's going over there.
Yep.
And I will bung sugar on. Not sugar. Some salt. Not too much. So, ladies and gentlemen, the piece de resistance is coming up. Wow, that does look nice though on the plate now, doesn't it?
it does. It looks fine, actually. It looks dandy.
It
Not
looks
just stir this
dandy.
everywhere.
Fantastic.
Oh,
Luckily, we didn't get any on, and I
School
should touch
wood.
wood when I say this, we didn't get any on the new gadget over here, which you can't really see, which the viewers have helped pay for.
There's a whole lot of sauce we've got there.
Yeah, blimey.
That looks a bit
We
different.
nearly blew up the studio, though, when I bumped the microphone on Julia's drink, and it went down there inches. Well, there's a 4-block thing with plugs in it, electricity, 240 volts, and the water. It was just. I went down under the table just now to mop up the drink, and the 4-block power unit was actually sitting just in the pool of whatever syrupy drink you had. Fortunately, the power block itself was sitting on a table, which elevated it enough. Otherwise, we could have gone off air.
Dash lucky, isn't it?
Dash lucky. Yeah, can you move that? Let me get rid of that so you're not irritated.
I'm not irritated.
That.
I can't even speak. I'm not irritated, is what I was trying to say.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just like in your face, really.
In my face, in my face.
We still have one more. We
Zombie.
still have one more video which we will be playing in shortly, and we will, of course, take your phone calls. But let's have a
I
look.
need a spoon for my soup.
Yes, it is rather good. Right, shall we try it?
Yes.
Shall we try it? Having cooked it, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see how we fare. I'm going to try some of this raw chicken.
I thought you said raw chicken. That's
I did say raw chicken, but it's not raw.
what I thought you said. And you did say it.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't raw before I shoved it in my mouth. That is delicious. That is good. The sauce actually, although it looked curdled and stuff, doesn't make the slightest difference to the flavour.
No, it's well, it looks a heck of a lot less curdled now. It looks proper creamy and nice.
The chicken is it's always difficult with the chicken because you know it depends on the chicken itself, doesn't it?
Yes, we have veg. We have roasted
red,
pepper.
roasted red pepper, really. So it was just going to be too much to try and cook any other veggies and stuff on the show. I think we've done incredibly well. Well, you've done incredibly well because Julia's been the master of that and I've been the faffer.
That's right.
Need a meat thermometer, says Jeff Mahoney. Well, I think, to be fair, the chicken is not ill any longer. It's dead. You're not going to bring it back to life, you know, by taking its temperature. Well, that's really nice. So, we believe you, says Josephine Suter. Fantastic. We're going to play in our last video. We'll take a phone call after that because we got 25 minutes of the show. So that's really good. We've got through all of this in incredible timing. So, yeah, thank you very much for your patience. I hope you're enjoying. If you've enjoyed the show, do give us a thumbs up whilst you watch. We've gone to a lot of effort. So, in the video box tonight, let's get. Hang on a minute. I need to get back into the video box. Adrian has a 2-part video. We're going to look at part 1, and on Monday we'll have part 2. And this is a fascinating. He's got out of Birmingham and he's going to go up on the Mendip Hills. But where are you going, young fella, my lad? Let's find out.
Hello Richard, it's Adrian, aka Turbo Stream. Finally I've left the confines of Birmingham and we're out on a walk. Come to the Malvern Hills. So the plan today is to go right to the top of the Worcestershire Beacon. So hopefully we'll get some good footage. You can just see a bit there, look. You know, it's just that's only the very start. Let's see what we can see when we get right to the top. Well, this is a good start, isn't it? Look at the views we get. Beautiful day. Let's look into Worcestershire, northwest. No, northeast, sorry, get my bearings right. Got the plains of Worcestershire there. We're just at the bottom end of the Wash Cutting, I think it's called. Right in the car park. And that's looking towards Breeden Hill. You can't really see it, but we'll get a better view a bit further along the path. Well, this is the path we're on. It's one of the quieter paths we've got at the side of the Malverns. And that's a good view there. That's looking south. That's looking to British Camp. There's a more popular path which is easy going, but it's too busy, so I've come up this lesser known path that people don't really tend to come up. You get the glimpses of the landscape as you come up. That's the Cotswolds escarpment there you're looking at on the high ground over there. You've got Breeden Hill in the foreground, but we'll get better views as we go along. What a beautiful day for a walk. Well, the path is just to the left of this. See this main path there? That's where we normally walked. I'll come up the left hand path, but you can see now what fantastic views we get. I'm out of breath. That's looking south. Let's have a pan to the west. That's Herefordshire. Beautiful.
Fantastic.
That was lovely.
Sorry about that. We're sort of half watching,
Half
seen
nomming.
it, and half scoffing our little faces up.
Tell you what, though, I do believe that's the first time we've seen your face, Adrian. Very good to see it too. Thank you.
I love that. The Malvern Hills. I would like to very much go exploring. You look quite busy though, up there. I guess the sun comes out. Everyone's because you've had a number of days of rain up there. We've had some miserable weather here, and I'm not surprised that people want to get up there. It's a beautiful part of the country.
Graham Cass says that path looked thousands of years old. Quite probably is.
Well, you can imagine people traipsing up there to keep an eye on when the Romans were coming. I don't know what tribe. Would it have been the Antrobes? The Artabetes?
I'd help.
Would it be the Corvan? Would it have been ancient man? Up there, the Corvorni.
Never heard
And the
that.
well, the spelling of it is Antrobites or something, but Antrobetes, I think, or Artabetes, something like that.
Okay.
Somebody will know. Somebody more intelligent and more thoughtful and ponderous than I.
Dawn Copping says, have to try mango chicken made...
Mango chicken made what? Made easy.
Well, it says made of 60 people and had 10 ask for recipe, but I think made for 60 people and she had 10 ask for the recipe. Mango chicken sounds good. Mango chicken curry is...
Thanks for the thumb down, by the way.
whoever that was. I don't care. We don't care.
We much appreciate...
It's all interaction.
Yes, it's engagement.
Okay, well, I see the word now. Linda Kane has written the word.
What word?
Atrobates.
Where is it? Oh, yeah, the Atrobates.
Anchovies. Archimedes, says Days of Yore, and Josephine Suter.
Atrobates. Yeah, if you read it one way, it's like atrobites or atrobates, but that's it's because it's what is it? It's a Latin name. It's what the
Yeah.
I think it's what the Romans called them.
Gotta love Latin.
Do you?
Yeah, why not?
I hate.
I love
I
Latin.
find it's a nuisance language.
I love it. I think it's a great language.
Um.
It's one of the common ancestors for most of the languages.
Oh yeah, no, I just the stress is in a different place, isn't it? So when I look at that, if I do my Saxon English, I look at that word atrobates. But actually, it's atrobetes, isn't it? Because the betes is instead of going bates, B-A-T-E-S, it's atrobetes.
Barties would be, yeah. I don't know what the phone's doing. It's been crazy.
Reprobates. Well, maybe it was maybe they were all reprobates, or as I say, retrobates.
Yeah. Funny. So,
Anyway,
yeah.
sorry. We can take a phone call. If anybody would like to add their 10 pence worth to the show. Oh, no signal now all of a sudden. Wait, something's going funny here.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, you know the number. You can call us. I can't conjure it up for some reason.
I could
Why
conjure
has
it. I have 3 percentings on my phone, but I'm sure I can still do this. Won't we?
No signal there. Wait. Show. No signal. Why is that no signal?
The number to call is 07934 746 790. 07934. Oh, it's up. 746 790.
Yeah. Still no signal on that bloody thing. Anyway. Oh, every time I go in there. Why?
Gremlins are definitely back.
Yeah, not touching it now. Not touching it. Beautiful red sky out there, says Josephine Suter, changing the subject. Yeah, thanks.
I got something in my eye.
What's that?
I don't know.
Which eye?
This one.
Oh. Do you need to go and look
No,
in the mirror? All
I'm
right.
just going to sit here blinking like a madman.
Well, there's only 15 minutes left of the show. By the way, just to remind you that 80 years ago on the 10th of July, this is the official date that the Battle of Britain is supposedly began, although it had started a few weeks earlier. But I guess history needed an actual date to sort of celebrate, and so the 10th of July was picked out. Now, I was thinking about, before we were going to do any cooking, I was thinking about trying to find Winston Churchill's speech about "We'll fight them on the beaches," and also what happened on the 10th of July. Is that the runner? I don't know. I can hear someone banging in the kitchen. Oh yes, that's. I think that's Sharifa, isn't it?
Yeah.
Billy's girlfriend is in the kitchen cooking.
Fiance.
The door is open, hence extraneous
Yes, it was
noises.
getting warm in here. Plus, the microphone stand. So him running in and out. It's easier. Just leave
and
it
the
open.
The smoke from the chicken and the frying tonight.
Oh dear.
Major Antrobus. Oh yeah, Major. I haven't heard from Major Antrobus for a while, have we? Since we stopped reading Henry Williamson. What's his name? Henry Williamson's. Williamson or Wilkinson?
Marjorie Antrobus.
Marjorie Antrobus. Is that written down there?
Yeah.
Marjorie Antrobus was on The Archers.
Oh.
She was a character in The Archers, wasn't she? Marjorie Antrobus. Major Antrobus was. Major Antrobus was a character. It was in this Henry Williamson's Story of a Norfolk Farm.
Ah. Oh yes. Josephine says my video will be in for Monday. I visited a castle. Ooh. Turbo Stream says, where is the wine waiter?
Yes, where is the wine?
Garçon!
Josephine, I wanted to ask you a question. In your butcher's shop, here's a question for you. Do you know from the beef that you have? Do you know if it is grass fed? Is it pasture rich grass fed, or is it fed on this new grass, the cattle that you buy your meat from? And are you able to find that out? Because I've been reading about that. If it's pasture rich, I can't remember what the actual term is. But if it's fed on old-fashioned herbs and herbage and grasses rather than the modern perennial ryegrass, I'd be interested in buying some. Because, according to what I was reading, cattle fed on the ryegrass don't get all the necessary nutrients and minerals. But the cattle fed on original traditional pasture, i.e. things like clover and sandfoin and all the other stuff, bird's foot trefoil and all of that. She said, I'd find out and let you know. Oh, can you? That's great. It'd be great because, I don't know. If you went into a butcher's and asked them that, would they take offence? I mean, it might look like a lovely piece of meat, but if you knew how it was fed, because I know cattle can have mineral licks. So they basically lick the minerals. But it's better, rather than having supplements, it's better if it's in the feed to begin with, in the plants. The problem is that some farmers, from what I was reading, will feed them on perennial ryegrass. Then there'll be a period where they'll put them at, so they're basically inside sitting and just being, or grain. Grain is another thing. They're just fed grain, which is toxic for their stomachs, by the way. But it makes them put on weight. And they get to a point just before, I was reading this, I don't know how true it is, but just before they start to get ill, that's when they're slaughtered. So you get the meat. So anyway, grain is not that good because there's basically nothing in it.
Ed Loud says, ooh, ouch, try never to call a waiter garçon. To be honest, that's the one and only time in my whole life I've ever done that. And it was a joke.
And what's wrong with garçon? Do they not?
I don't know, but it did feel very rude, me snapping my finger up in the air and yelling, garçon!
Oi! Social distance.
Where are we? Ron Langley says, are you going to give the leftovers to Eric? He's got his own portion.
What leftovers? What leftovers?
Sean says, I had a wonderful burger in Covent Garden once, which apparently the beef was raised, fed, etc. in accordance to the phases of the moon. Certainly was the best I've ever had. That's interesting.
How do you cook a burger according to the phases of the moon?
Well, I think the raised and fed according to the... I don't know.
Is that what they call, there's a word for it, marketing? You know, give it a story. Oh yes, we've raised these cattle on the phases of the moon. As if that's really going to do anything. But psychologically you think, oh, yeah, they must know what they're doing. Yeah, Eric. You can lick the plate now.
That's right, sir.
Connor's Dark Corner says, I think what they did to Vera was a disgrace. That was brought on by the fact that Sean said, feels rather appropriate that Dame Vera Lynn was buried today on the Battle of Britain anniversary.
And it was a disgrace?
Yeah, he said... Connor said, I think what they did to Vera was a disgrace.
In what way?
And Elfwald says, what did they do to Vera?
What did they do to her? I mean...
Connor says, it was so disrespectful to leave her for a month just so they could make an event out of it by doing it on Battle of Britain Day.
Oh, I see. Oh, well, it may have been her wishes.
Maybe. It's not actually unusual for a person to be left for a month after death before being interred or anything like that anyway. But, yeah. Anyway.
I know I spoke to somebody, I can't remember who it was, who knew a coroner, or I read it in a book, I can't remember exactly, but it was talking about homeless people. And when a homeless person dies, if they have no extended family or something like that, they can go in a fridge for 6 months because they're trying to trace somebody. If it's somebody who lives in it was a care home. I think it was the care home owner. That's right. He was talking about there have people in care homes who come from the council and they may die and they have to try and trace relatives. That can take 6 months because the person has lived alone all their life, or not all their life, in their last parts of their life, and social services have come in and they've taken them, they've looked after them in a care home, then they die, nobody visits them, nobody knows they're there. And they can sit and they can die, and even when all the dots are dotted and the T's are dashed, whatever the phrase is, apparently, if somebody else dies in that care home and there's a sort of pecking order that, well, if there's family and all that, well, that's fine, because the person who has nobody can stay in that freezer for months and months and months, apparently. I mean, it does sound disrespectful, of course, but what do you do?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is quite common for a month. I mean, a month is quite short in some cases, I think, between death and funeral. But this is rather more morbid and macabre. I don't mind macabre. I can quite happily talk macabre all day.
I know when you put the arsenic into my dinner, well, not quite sure what you were expecting.
Something like that.
Comedy wall. We had to wait a month when my mum passed away because of our family was spread all over the country, says Turbo Stream.
Yeah. Mike Stevens says, what do they mean by gardening by phases of the moon? Do you mean sowing on a new moon or something? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Gardening by phases of the moon. Weren't they feeding the animal by phases of the moon?
Yeah, but I think there's also a thing where you garden by the phases of the moon as well.
I think you have to wait till there's full moon so you can see what you're doing.
Oh, it's because Sean had said earlier, there is proof that gardening with the phases of the moon produced better, richer and healthier crops.
Right. Because clearly you wait for the moon to come out so you can see what you're doing. Because if you've got, no moon, it's no good, is it? Probably better to do it in the phases of the sun, I would have thought. If the sun is out, that's a good time to do your gardening. That's my solution. Thought under a week was normal, said Ev Wold. Well, it depends. I mean, obviously there's different faiths, and some faiths say that you have to be buried within 24 hours or some such time after death, which does, of course, in the Western world make that a bit more difficult if a coroner is having to, call in people, or there's a little question about things. It may not be suspicious, but sometimes a coroner just needs to, ascertain.
Yeah.
What
Ed
goes
says under a week is certainly very rare in England. I thought so too.
I know we had to wait over a month for my dad.
Yeah.
Because he died just before Christmas, and it wasn't until about the 25th of January that we had our, the sending off ceremony.
Thinking fingers.
Yeah, the thinking thing. You know when they slam them into the oven and they burn them up, and then you get this little box of ashes. And I thought it's just like what comes out of the Essie, to be honest with you. Although obviously I have kept him. At least I think it's him I kept. It's very difficult to know.
Should hope so.
It all looks
it's not like at the vet where they put all the ashes together and then divvy out.
Is that what they do?
At the vet, yeah.
They just dish
Sadly,
it out.
It's rarely your own pet you're getting back.
So if you take,
I shouldn't have said that because no, everyone, it's your own pet. You get your own pet back.
So if you've got an Alsatian, and you've got a cat and a hamster, and it all comes in, it's just that's about a hamster's worth. That's like 2 teaspoons is a hamster. A cat is probably 10 spoons, and the rest, I think, must be the Alsatian.
Audrey says, I've learnt from Sean that it's to do with the water table. And indeed, Sean says, I've missed it. There it is. It's all about how the moon affects the water table in the earth.
Oh, yes.
Linda Kane says, I think she died on 18th June. I know of a lady who died on the same day and she was cremated 2 days ago. That's how long the waiting list is at the moment.
Well, of course, I mean, with the COVID and stuff, they can't have a full head of hair. I mean, a full team of staff. So, although apparently in China, in the early days of China, they were burning them incredibly rapidly. I saw a video in the early days of, now whether it's true or not, it was one of these behind the scenes things, and you had to take it with a pinch of salt, but it was quite frightening because they had certain rules and regulations about how they could cremate people. And the investigator was asking these people and they're saying, yeah, we've been told that we've got to operate 24 hours a day, and the bodies just kept coming. And I think I think that more people died in China than they admitted, and they quickly were burning them to get rid of the evidence.
Maybe.
I did see some horrific videos, but let's not go down into that road.
Yes. Whiskers on kittens.
Some people are proclaimed dead and they come back to life, says Mike Stevens, and that's very true. Mm-hmm. I've told the story before, but I'll repeat myself because I'm a bit like the BBC, although there's no licence fee. I am full of repeats. Years and years ago, when I was about 10, visited my granny who lived in Worthing, and she lived just up the road from where I actually live now, strangely enough. And one day, my dad had taken me to see my granny, and my granny, we'd had a nice day, and we were coming home, or we were going into town to get onto the main road to go home. And there was this little old lady wandering down the road very slowly and looked quite frail. And my dad, being a nice bloke, he just pulled over. So we're probably talking in the early 70s. And he pulled over and he said, would you like a lift? And this old lady said, oh, that's very kind. So she got in the car and we're driving along, and she said, yes, he said, are you all right? Yes, I'm all right, but I've had a bit of a shock recently. This is a true story, it's not a joke. And she said, yeah, I had a bit of a shock, sorry, because I got ill, and the next thing I know is that I woke up in a coffin. They'd pronounced me dead, had a death certificate and everything, and I was being buried. And it wasn't, being dropped into the thing. She was just lying in this coffin, and I think she was lying in state or something. And she went, "What am I doing in here?" And everybody had a bit of a shock because she came back to life,
revived.
And it just goes to show. I mean, another 10 hours or so, she could have been. Well, she would have died eventually, of course.
Yeah, not a very nice way.
Not a nice way, but pretty premature. So. I don't think that's likely
Whiskers
to
on
happen
kittens.
these days. Whiskers on kittens look nice, and so do measles.
Rose Brooker says there are pet crematoriums that do individual cremations. I have my rabbit's ashes.
By the way, I'm offering not a free service. It costs you £10. Bring your animal, and I'll shove it in the Essie, and we can scrape out the ash, and you can take that away. So I can do it at budget price. I don't know if you have to be licensed to do this.
I'm shaking my head at you.
I don't have any pets anymore. Because when we had the Rayburn, my poor old dog, Ray, come on, Ray, in you get.
Henry's Adventures says, we got a report my godmother had died and we'd missed the funeral, and so had all her friends. A few days later, she was spotted in her front garden. When she heard about everyone thought she was dead, she was rather amused.
And those sort of stories do abound when people, they start. You get somebody ringing up and they say, "Well, I'm here to investigate the estate of the late Mr. So and so," and you go, "Mr. So and so, yes, that's me." I said, "Well, we come to investigate your estate for the beneficiaries of the will." I said, "Well, I'm not dead."
You can't have it.
Can't have it. And they go, "Well, what do you mean you're not dead? You've got to prove." I think there was a case where somebody had to prove they weren't dead because it had got so far around that they had to prove. They said, "But I am the proof that I'm not." Well, you need to identify yourself. It may be one of those urban myths, but I don't know.
Mike Dixon says, Helen and I have a double plot at the beautiful Clayton Natural Burial Ground, very near the Jack and Jill windmills. I think you pointed it out to us when we were actually doing a Bold Explorer group walk at the Jack and Jill windmills.
The sad thing is, though, that Mike and his good lady do go back there every night, and they get in there, and they only come out at night, actually. They go back in there in the morning and wrap their cloaks round, and they move any garlic away from the area, and Mike has actually flown and sat on my roof with his long teeth. Mm-hmm. And he just returns to his plot in the day. Isn't that true, Mike? He's a vampire, ladies and gentlemen. He is a vampire.
Henry says his godmother has since passed away. She was 93. We always talk about the second time she died. Yes.
But you wait for the third time. That's when it gets really interesting.
Sorry, I keep talking here. My mic's over there. Sorry about it.
Anyway, that's it, really. We've come up to 9:30. Thank you so much. That's shallot. If only we had some shallots in there, would have been a shallot better.
Funnier.
Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a bit of a trial by video, by webcam. But we've had a bit of fun. We're trying out the new gear to see, how much Julia's eaten. Hello, Julia. We want to get our money's worth out of it. Next time, all the cooking will be done in the kitchen. We'll try and think of some more fun stuff for next week. There's a video on the Bald Explorer channel for you tomorrow, of course. A nice little walk for you to enjoy. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Are you doing anything exciting this weekend, lovely Julia?
Probably. I can't remember. It's
Saturday.
No, it's next weekend. I've definitely got something on. I can't remember.
Okay.
I have to look at my phone.
You'll wake up in the morning and find, oh, I should have been in Timbuktu. Anyway, I'm off to see my grandson tomorrow, which should be interesting, and help my eldest son sow seeds, grass seeds, not Italian perennial ryegrass, you'll be pleased to know, ordinary lawn grass. He's just put a whole load of soil down, and he wants his dear old dad to do some broadcasting in the old-fashioned way. So I'm looking forward to having a go.
Good.
So there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. It's been brilliant. It's been a bit of chaos, but we've muddled through. And now Julia's got a hell of a lot of washing up to do whilst I have a snooze.
Oh, by the way,
yes.
I can't remember if I've mentioned to yourself. I think I have.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to move my day from Friday to Wednesday.
Oh, you're going to be back on the shows on Wednesdays?
Yes.
Oh, well, there we are. That's something to look forward to midweek.
Yes.
So there we go.
Or to avoid it if you don't.
No,
you don't like it.
Don't forget to give us a thumbs down if you've enjoyed the show.
And a thumbs up if you hated it.
Yeah, if you hated it, give us a thumbs up. And if you didn't like it, give us a thumbs down. No, if you did like it, yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, grow your seeds, Richard. Thank you very much. Thank you. Take care. Lovely to see you. It may go dark, ladies and gentlemen, because... Oh, no, it won't, because I'm going to do... No, I'm not going to do that. I've got to put the end music on. Oh, now I've got the camera. How weird is that? Now it came back. Oh, no, it didn't. Oh, yeah, there we are. That's why it's not doing that. I can do that, but for some reason the camera's disappeared. But don't worry, I can go there.
Infinite Koala Army says, how was the meal? The meal is very yummy. I shall finish it off in a minute when I'm not feeling paranoid that everyone's watching me eat.
I know. I don't like eating in front of people, but I did tonight because I was starved.
I don't mind eating in front of people if everyone else is eating too, but...
Yeah. Anyway... Take care. Toodle pips. Bye-bye for now.
Bye for
Bye-bye.
now.
Bye.